Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
Jeff posted a picture.
Oh,
What
it
is up?
I did post a photo.
You did post a photo.
Sports with Balls, 7 o'clock, y'all. Listen, right smack in the middle of Monday night football. Couldn't be more stoked. Sitting over here at Christian's Tailgate, 5114 Kirby. Christian's Tailgate, Westview. What's up, Lauren?
Nothing much. But you yelling in my ear, Johnny, is there any way to turn down Jeff for a second?
Oh, sorry.
He's getting a little
What?
loud up in here.
Fired up.
No, I'm just kidding.
Man.
I'm just kidding. It's the volume. I'm happy to hear it.
All right. Sorry. What's up, Grant?
What's she talking about? She's not much quieter. What's she talking about?
Oh, look at Grant.
What
there's
is going
shots?
on?
Oh, who did this?
Johnny.
Johnny said, it's for the Cowboys' loss.
Ooh.
That's what he's saying to Grant.
He's saying that, and the Giants are playing right now. They haven't even. I mean, the game's not even over with
They
yet.
did just throw a
Chill
bomb,
out.
though. They just threw a
75?
75-yard bomb to Slayton.
Boom.
And turned around and got
Johnny.
a pick.
The Giants
Of
did
course
something
there's-
exciting. That's awesome.
Yeah. Turned around and got a pick. So, welcome in, guys. 7 o'clock, Sports with Balls. Again, we're at Chris's Tailgate. Couldn't be more stoked. We love this place. And, Lauren Leal and Grant Miles.
That's me.
That's me, too. What have you been up to, Jeff? What'd you do this weekend? You watch a bunch of football.
I did. And, it's awesome because I usually watch a bunch of football anyways, and now it's my job. So, I gotta love that.
I know. You just taking
I was
little
texting with
notes.
Grant the whole time.
It's the best job ever.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Wasn't included in this text love.
All right, who gave these shots?
He's like, okay.
Johnny,
cheers. Oh, all right. Cheers
Yeah.
to Cowboys losing. Is that what Johnny gave?
So y'all gonna do that? I'm just gonna say cheers to NFL starting. I'm just excited about football.
Yes. We finally had
I'm just
it.
excited about football.
Hallelujah.
Is that Eric Ebron for the Steelers? Big play. So
Yeah, only
Sunday was a huge day.
Sunday was a huge day. I mean,
Yesterday.
come on. We had games. It was so much fun just having Red Zone on, watching just,
If you don't have
so
Red
good.
Zone,
It
Red
felt
Zone,
so good.
I don't know why you're even watching football.
That's all I watch, except for the Cowboy game. I watched the whole game,
Well,
but that's
no,
all I
it's
watch
great
is
to
Red
have a
Zone.
setup, right? So you have the Red Zone on, but then you have like the game you care about on another television.
I don't know. I just
On
Red
the
Zone.
other television. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Ooh.
I didn't know that
Fancy.
we had multiple TVs to look at.
Fancy.
Lauren's like,
Don't even act like you don't, Grant. I know
I
you
had
got a
the one
fancy
TV.
house
I
and
had
you
the
got a
one
big,
TV.
nice backyard.
I
don't even want to hear
I had
it.
the one TV.
Never have TVs in my backyard.
I don't either.
Huh? We got one TV. That's all we
Yeah,
do. That's why
we're just dealing with one TV, but
That's why
you
I
know.
do. Woo, that shot. What's up, Austin? What's up, KJ? Sports fan. I know you just joined, so I appreciate you watching Sports with Balls. Tosin, we're going to get to you in a little bit, Tosin.
Hey, Tosin.
What up, Toast?
Lottie's actually here in the crowd back here,
I know, man.
over
I
here
saw
at
him.
Christian's Tailgate.
I
So
saw him.
that's
He wanted to come be a part of all the fun.
Yes, of course. We were here at Christian's Tailgate off of Kirby tonight. Thursday night was really fun, too. We were at a different location
It was Friday
in the
night,
Heights.
but yeah, you
Yeah.
can think
It
it was
was
Thursday.
Friday night. Well,
yeah.
and normally we have our show on Thursday,
That's
Grant.
true, yeah.
Come on.
I couldn't let that go.
That's why it seems like there hasn't been that much time, right?
It hasn't been.
But there's been
It feels like
lots
it.
and lots and lots that went on. So let's get to it.
Lots.
Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Let's get to it. First of all, we're going to do Lauren's 2-minute drill brought to you by Joe Applewhite and Joe Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. Looking for a place to move. You know, anybody that is looking for somewhere to move, Joe Applewhite is your man. One of the best realtors here in Houston. Just an amazing guy. Will help you out. He even said, you mentioned Sports with Balls, he's going to help you pack and move.
Pack up those boxes.
Dude, that's insane. And like again,
the one I'm
we need
sitting
a
on.
picture. We need a picture of
Yes,
Joe helping
please.
move. And
Yes.
he just sold one of your friends a house. And
He did.
We're,
Congratulations.
we're gonna have to.
Yes,
We're gonna have to get a picture of him packing up.
Yes.
that's very true.
So
Y'all went out
She'll be moving
celebrating.
in really soon.
Y'all went out celebrating.
We did. We celebrated after the show. I never got a text from you. I thought you were going to join us.
no,
No.
It was a
And
long
actually,
pause, and he said no.
I know, like, so much hate.
What's up, my cousin John?
Yeah,
John, what's up, John in Mississippi, man? How you doing?
Joe said, woohoo, hi, y'all. That's
yeah,
right, Joe.
we just talked about you, Joe. You missed it.
And I appreciate Austin. I appreciate Austin bringing up. I was going to wait to the end, but Dallas Stars tonight.
Yeah.
Game 6.
I love Dallas Stars.
They win. They go to the Stanley Cup
Cup.
Finals. Let's do it, Stars. Come on. Let's
All
do
right.
Joe Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. All right, Lauren, what happened?
Beep. That was supposed to be like a whistle. It's my time for the
Johnny, we got a whistle?
2 minute.
Yeah, because I don't want to hear her do that again.
There you go.
Please, thank you. Thank you.
Rude. So rude. Okay, yes, so 2-minute drills. We are starting out with the Boom NBA because it was huge news after Rockets lost in the second round of the playoffs for I don't know how many years this has happened. But
Was it huge news? I figured it was kind of expected.
No, I don't think it was expected. The fact that D'Antoni is resigning. He's not just being,
Can you
another
resign from a job
contract.
that you don't have a contract on?
Well, resigned before he gets let go
Yes,
is the key here.
correct,
Like,
yeah.
listen, he wrote a nice little letter, and D'Antoni, he had the best winning percentage in all the Western Conference for the last 4 years, right? D'Antoni they wanted to bring in somebody that could complement Harden and get the best out of James Harden, correct?
Correct, yes.
And I think he did that. And they win as
Absolutely
far.
he did.
And if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt 3 years ago, I think they win.
Yeah.
Versus Golden State. Then we missed 29 whatever free throws or 3-pointers, 19.
Yeah.
Just so many things that happened to the Rockets. D'Antoni, we need somebody else, and this is a good move. I think so. It's about time for D'Antoni.
I think it's good for everybody. I mean, Houston was his best coaching stop between Phoenix, the Knicks, LA, and Houston. 682 winning percentage. I mean, that's the best he's done in his coaching career. So,
Yeah.
way to go out.
I think it's about time. Everyone says it. No defense, D'Antoni.
Oh, Garrett's here too, and Garrett told Joe we need to see
Yeah.
pics of this movie box. So Garrett's in the crowd too. So
Yes, Garrett's right behind us. If you see a bandana, you know it's him.
or the mustache.
Yes.
Or the
Or the mustache.
yes,
Or the mustache.
mustache. I cannot wait for him to just like turn around after that. All right.
Next.
So
You
we are
confused where
moving
we're
on
at?
to.
All right.
I honestly thought I heard myself talking over the speakers, but it was some lady talking about dental insurance or something. Okay, so we move on to the next 2-minute drill, and that's Cowboys interference. Was it or was it not? So we have both arms on each other, and that's Jalen Ramsey, who got paid this offseason.
Big time.
And
Yeah, big paycheck.
Yeah.
100 million.
Yeah. I mean,
Was it?
highest paid defensive back ever.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Michael
There it is
Gallup.
right there,
So,
Randy,
and Michael Gallup. So I got to ask you guys this. I mean, what do you think was the outcome? Was it right? Was it wrong? I say Ramsey was getting the win for the Rams, and this is how he did it.
I'll let Jeff go first.
I mean, we talked a little bit in our production meeting prior to this, and I believe in the last 20 seconds of the game, you let them play. Okay? Letter of the law, like you said, Grant, you'll get into it, I'm sure. Letter of the law was this offensive pass interference. Yes, they've been going at it all game, though, and you let this one go. I think, and you had mentioned prior, like I said, you cannot review pass interference calls anymore,
Correct.
and that is a big, I don't know. The call on the field was pass interference, so I don't know if it would have got overturned or not, but that plays into this. That's interesting.
Yeah, when I'm watching it, I know a lot of Cowboys fans are saying that's the reason, and we'll get into this because we're going to talk about the game. That's the reason Cowboys lost. That's not. There's a lot of other reasons the Cowboys lost, but I was okay with it. I would have been okay with it if they didn't call it, obviously, because that would have put him down a score. But based on the law, yes, that was he extended his arm, which is what the ref's looking for, the extension of the arm. He created some kind of space. My contention is Jalen Ramsey's on top of him. They're both handsing each other quite a bit.
Yeah.
I felt like, given the situation, given how they were playing in one another, I didn't think – I always look at pass interference as does it give them, the player who
An advantage.
interfered,
Clear
a huge advantage. And I don't think it gave Gallup a huge advantage on the route. He had him beat. Gallup, I think, was going to catch the ball whether he had done that or not. So
Well, George on here, is it Bullies? How about them Cowboys,
George
Grant
Bulis,
Miles?
what's up? Yeah, George. I appreciate that.
So-
Thank you. How's the Texans do? Tell me about that.
Well, the thing is, for
Come
me,
on, George.
is that like you got to look at it as equal, and they were both I feel like they were both interfering one another.
We'll
Like,
get into
to
it.
your
Listen,
point.
we got
Yeah.
plenty of time to get into this.
All right,
about the
all
whole
right.
game.
Yeah, so basically, Lauren, go to the next one. That's what Jeff's saying.
All right, speed it up. All right, and then we're going to Cam Newton. We saw him in a Pats uniform on Sunday. So, what happened after the game, though, was the big deal. Is the
Yes.
scuffle between Dolphins and Cam, basically pulling on his chain. And I know this was huge for you, Jeff. You said it was even bigger than the plays that he made during the game.
Yeah, I felt like Cam Newton after the games. I mean, look, first of all, he shouldn't be in the middle of the field stirring up whatever. You know, why are you wearing a gold chain? I know players do it regardless, but he's wearing a pretty big one. And, he got in the middle, got in a skirmish in the middle of the field way after the game talking shit.
Yeah.
And somebody grabbed his, I don't know if they grabbed his shoulder pads or grabbed his chain, whatever, but he said they tried to
It
steal
looks
his
like
chain.
his chest.
But this
yeah.
is classic Cam Newton BS, man. Like, dude, you won. Get off the field. Go in the locker room. Like, why are you out there showboating? It's just this. We'll get into it in a little bit, but this is one of the reasons that Cam Newton drives me nuts.
I can understand that. I wonder what kind of conversation him and Belichick had when they got back in the locker room. If Belichick's like, hey, dude, what are you doing? Like, just come back to the locker room. Because this is definitely going to be a test of Belichick. He's never
Can he
had
deal with
someone.
that?
He's never had someone like
Sure.
Cam Newton.
Yep.
Someone
We'll
who
get
is
into-
talented, someone who can win them football games, because that's all Belichick is about, is winning football games. But somebody who has that kind of attitude. And yeah, I noticed during the game that chain was out of his jersey.
Yeah, a couple of times. And
it
maybe
was-
that's why they got pissed.
And it was big,
Yeah.
and it almost kind of looked like he was purposely pulling it out, because I don't think that the way the chain was
dude, I
should have been
agree.
out of
And
the
we're
jersey.
going to talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, that's just Cam. What's up, Raj? Thanks for paying attention.
Raj.
And he's got some Dallas stuff.
Oh
he
man,
talked about.
me and Raj were communicating during the Cowboy game.
And
texting each
Chantel,
other, dude.
how are
Oh,
you, Miss
God,
Gents?
yeah.
Thank you for paying attention, watching.
Yes. And now we move on to Austin, where this hat and this guy, this shirt.
Hook 'em horns.
So obviously we have college football is back as well, not just the pros. And UT had a huge win by
Ginormous.
56 points. It was 59-3 over UTEP. Granted, it's UTEP. It's still awesome. We saw Ellinger just did
Ball out,
do
man.
great. So,
Yes.
anyways, not to be a UT cheerleader over here.
But you can keep
Safety-
doing it. I'm cool with it. You want to cheerlead the Longhorns? I'm good.
Safety B.J. Foster decided, I'm just going to quit in the third quarter because he was basically upset
Awkward.
for
Not playing time.
not getting any playing time.
So weird. Dude.
It is. That's the weird. I don't know. And I was talking to Garrett a little bit about it, and I wonder if that should have even been reported. Like if they should have just kind of kept that and just kind of figured it out amongst the team. And
all
then,
these players think they're entitled.
Well, I think that he made it a big enough issue to where it came out.
Yeah.
You know, people were not, people. Listen, if you walk off a UT game. And UT allowed fans there, which was great. Congratulations,
Yeah,
UT.
it was awesome.
It looked awesome to see fans
Yes.
in Texas. That was awesome for Austin. So good for them.
Awesome for Austin.
So, hey, what's up, Sherry, Miss Knobloch? And Rod just took a comment. He said, yes, we did. But if you walk off in the third quarter, the people are like, you're on, the UT network. Like, they're going to see that you're not out there anymore.
right.
What were you doing, dude?
Well, and I can't blame. It was
when you were a
Anwar-
5-star recruit
Yeah,
and everything
yeah.
like that.
It was
too,
Anwar
so.
Richardson that reported it on Twitter, at least that I saw, and I can't blame him for reporting something that's pretty big. I mean, a player, one of your best players, 5-star recruit, one of your big-time safeties, walking off saying he quit in the middle of third quarter. But my thing about the playing time is, dude, y'all are crushing UTEP.
Yep.
Why does it matter if you're playing or not?
Well, apparently he's apologized a bunch, and he's good to go now.
He's come back.
Do you
yeah.
know of a great player that plays in the fourth quarter or plays at the end of a game because
Well, like I
they're
said,
winning by
the game
so
was
much?
the game was over in the second quarter, so it's like, dude, why do you care
Yeah,
that
why-
you're not playing?
Yeah.
Like
Trying
it's
to
over.
pass
There may be
stats.
something behind the lines there. So we're going to
Yeah.
move on to our last 2-minute drill. There was a lot today. And we're going over to MLB, which is the end of their season. So there was a no-hitter. Chicago Cubs, Alec Mills tosses no-hitter against the Milwaukee Brewers.
And his
So-
story is phenomenal. I posted it on Sports
I
with
saw that,
Balls.
yeah.
So go to Sports with Balls. Look at what I posted about his story, and that's flat out phenomenal. First year ever in Major League history, Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs have
Yeah.
tossed a no hitter.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Well, imagine the day for Chicago sports fans. I mean, that was a great day. The we're going to talk about. The Bears win. The Bears win in Detroit. Division game. You got a Cubs no-hitter.
Oh, what's up, Andy? Andy Woo. How are you, brother?
It was good to be
Andy.
it was good to be a Chicago sports fan.
Yeah, Andy owns Pitch 25. He's also a massive Denver Broncos fan who play here. They play here in a little bit.
Oh, cool. Andy,
Yeah.
you going to invite us out?
Yeah, we got to go to Pitch. Got to go to Pitch 25 for sure.
We love all of our places in Houston, so happy to be here as well. So let's move on to the huge games this weekend.
NFL.
The NFL.
Let's
There
do
was
it.
only 2 home games that allowed fans.
Jacksonville.
How did that feel?
Okay, I'll put it to you this way. The Jacksonville game was super exciting.
It
Like
was?
to watch them with the fans and
Yeah.
the Colts. I mean, it was a division rival, and they had fans, and it was fun. I have to give the NFL a little bit of props for the way they handled everything and not showing the crowd. Like if you're just watching it on television,
Yeah.
you didn't notice there wasn't a crowd until they actually panned out. You
Right.
know, but I was excited to watch the games. We'll get into it later on about the production that you see out there. But as far as like the no fans thing, I didn't notice it that much.
Now, what about you? Did you notice the artificial booze in the Saints game?
Well, the only
That
thing
was so funny.
The only thing I'll say, well, first off, I've got to say, Jacksonville's used to playing in front of very little fans, so they were right at home with that. But the other thing is,
Sorry, Jameis.
whoever handled the situation with the crowd noise, I don't feel like they did a good job. And the reason I say that is because
That was NFL Films.
you've got a home crowd, supposedly a home crowd, and they're cheering for the other team. Like I would say, example, the Cowboys and Rams game. It was very even as far as the cheers.
Well, they
you had
tried
booze
to-
at awkward times.
They tried
like,
to use the
it didn't
crowd
seem
noise
like they know what
from
they were
previous
doing.
games,
Yeah.
right? So NFL Films gave them all the crowd noise from previous games for that team, and of course, it's first week. There's going to be some ifs, ands, or buts, but man, if certain teams are doing it, and some college teams were doing it. I mean, a lot of the college teams were doing. Like, why
Yeah.
not all the stadiums? Look, 14,000 fans is better than 0.
Yes.
Like, if you had 14,000 fans in that New Orleans game, that would be exciting to see.
That-
it was weird to see the Superdome with just banners on the seats.
That was the weirdest one for me,
Yeah,
was seeing the
I agree.
Superdome
Yeah.
and have it being quiet.
I
And
agree.
it was weird to hear the players. You could hear the players saying everything.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was weird. I mean,
What's
it was,
up,
it was
Lucas?
weird to hear it.
Lucas, thanks
It was
for
weird
sharing
to
the
hear
show last week, man. I appreciate you. Lucas is a good friend of
Oh, I
mine.
gotta
He's
go
up
do
there.
that, yes.
So
If you like the show, share it right now.
Yes,
share
please
with
share it.
everyone you know.
we're
Drop
gonna have
a like.
we're gonna have a
drop
giveaway.
follow.
We're gonna have a giveaway on Thursday for
Yes.
for
We're
one
gonna
of
have
our
giveaways
fans.
you share, but yeah, it was. I will say this: I was driving my wife crazy because I kept commenting about the fans, but it got to a point where I didn't notice it anymore. It was all right.
Raj, Johnny J, I'd like to request some "Don't Stop Believing" for the Cowboys. Dude, I'm telling you, Raj has got to get back on the show, man. We got to get Raj back.
Yeah,
on
I'd
here,
love to talk to
dude.
Raj about Cowboys.
Raj
that's
is
for sure.
great, dude. And dude, Lucas
All right.
Lucas needs to come on too.
All right, guys. So let's y'all want to hear what the scores were, and then we'll go into maybe
Let's
some
go.
Let's do it.
injuries.
Let's
All
go.
right, let's get into some
All right.
football.
All right. So just to recap
All
real
right.
quick, we got Browns, Ravens, 38-6. Chargers, Bengals, 16-13. Bills, Jets, 27-17. Washington versus Eagles. Washington football team is so weird to me still. 27-17. Jaguars, Colts, 27-20. Seahawks versus Falcons, 38-25. And that's all I say for now because we're going to go into some games in a little bit later on.
And of the ones you mentioned, the reason that look, those are pretty much games that were expected. Seahawks, Russell Wilson looked like Russell Wilson. The Ravens look like the Ravens. I mean,
Ravens look scary, dude.
dude, they are.
They do, and
Dude, and they
Baker-
got a new running back that
Yes.
wow. This team it's almost
kinda
like the
they
Kansas
keep-
City Chiefs.
I was literally just about to
Oh,
say
sorry-
that.
sorry.
They just keep adding and adding and adding. Like the Kansas City Chiefs is already loaded, and then we saw Clyde come out on
Yeah.
Thursday, and it was
Well-
just like, whoa.
What was crazy about the Ravens game is when you look at Lamar Jackson's line for that game, like I think any other time it would be a big deal, but because he's an MVP, we haven't really talked. I mean, it's not really being talked about, but 80% completion percentage, 275, 152 passer rating. I mean,
Jackson?
dude was
So he's
Lamar
got-
Jackson.
yeah, he's
he
got-
averaged 11 yards per attempt,
Unbelievable.
and that was the most for the day. I mean,
He
that
doesn't
dude,
even have to rush the football anymore.
No, he
He's-
doesn't.
I was
He's a
going to
good
say he's
quarterback.
gotten so much better at his throws, pinpointing everything.
I mean, 80% completion percentage on 25 passes. That's a damn good day.
And,
Yeah, 'cause
he only
it-
threw 25.
20 of 25,
20
yeah,
of
for
25,
275 yards.
That's,
Yes.
I mean, that's insane.
Wow.
We got people out there. Drew Brees, was it Brees? Brees was on 52 pass attempts.
Breeze, his completion percentage is not that great.
No, we'll get into that. So we gave you all the scores. What game are we getting into first? Let's
Some
break.
injuries.
Oh, let's do the injury report.
Yeah.
For all you
yeah.
fantasy lovers out there, which I am, and Grant played his. Grant, are you going to win your first week? What's
I
it look
might.
like?
I might.
Who's he
We'll
playing
see.
against?
I don't know.
Who's
I
Grant
don't know.
against?
I can't remember who
So
I'm playing
us two are against each other in
I
week
know,
one.
I know.
Jeff and
Who's
I.
winning that one so far? Well, you had an A+ as far as your draft score, so
I
you
might
should
lose.
be
B
winning.
minus,
I
but
might lose to
who's
Miss Leo.
paying attention?
A
I
minus,
might lose.
whatever.
Who's paying attention?
Austin,
You're down by 10
Austin, we'll
points.
get into Hopkins here in a little bit.
Jeff's is down by 10
Oh
points.
yeah, we're gonna get into Hopkins. So we did have some pretty serious injuries.
A lot on the Cowboys. Just saying.
Well, and that's the thing about the Cowboys, man. The Cowboys have some problems.
Like
By the
Sean
way,
Lee,
y'all, we got a new
Sean-
segment that Grant's doing, and we're going to do it every Monday. We're going to go over the injury report. So if you're a fantasy football player looking for somebody to start next week and who to pick up on the waiver wire Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on your league, Grant's going to give us the injury update every single Monday. So what we got?
Some big ones, some big time
Yeah,
injuries.
yeah, for sure.
Marlon Mack, running back, Indianapolis
Ooh.
Colts, tore his Achilles. He's out for the season.
Bye. That sucks.
Which, that's big because Marlon Mack was a 1,000-yard rusher last year.
Yeah, and Indianapolis, best offensive line in the NFL. I mean,
Big-time
they're-
contributor.
And now Naheem Hines is right behind him, so
Yeah.
I would say that he's in line. They also have a rookie that's pretty badass that's coming in.
Which was weird. And maybe Marlon Mack's injury contributed to that, but that Jacksonville Indianapolis Colts game, that was weird. I
was
didn't
fun
expect
to watch, bro.
I didn't expect Jacksonville to do that.
That was fun.
Another big one for the Cowboys fans, Raj. This is going to hurt us. Blake Jarwin, tight end, tore his ACL. He's out for the season.
That's huge.
And the reason I say that's huge, because probably unless you're a Cowboys fan, you really don't know who Blake Jarwin is, but he was their starting guy. I mean, he was a guy that they were dependent on to have a big season.
We
this year.
talked about him in the fantasy football special. I
I
was like,
picked him
watch
up.
out. Did
I
you?
picked him up.
Yeah,
I picked him up.
I thought he was going to be good.
And as soon as he left, they started there. Then you got Dalton Schultz on the Cowboys who came in, and that dude, I don't think that guy knows where he's at. So, I mean, that's a problem for the Cowboys on the tight end position. Michael Thomas for the Saints, he had a high ankle sprain. He's probable
That's
for next
huge.
week.
He says he's okay, though. He says
Well,
he's
a
okay.
high ankle sprain. I'm sure you've had a high ankle
It can be
sprain.
lingering.
I have too. It really hurts at first, and
Definitely.
it hurts after the next game. But they got enough painkillers. George Kittle went out for a little bit of the game with a knee injury. He's questionable.
I know. I was shocked whenever that happened.
He
I was
came
like,
back.
what?
The thing is, he came back in the game, but more of a decoy. They didn't throw the ball to him again.
No.
Which means he wasn't at full speed.
He was able to play 61 of 62 snaps in their home loss to the Cardinals. So we'll see what happens. Le'Veon Bell, New York Jets, tore a hamstring. He's questionable.
I saw that. Ooh.
Yeah,
That's bad.
anytime you're doing something like that, that's bad. Devontae Parker, Miami Dolphins wide receiver, same thing, hamstring. He was off to a solid start. He had caught 4 passes in the first half, and then he tore the hamstring. and
What's up,
so-
William Sanchez from El Paso? Thank you for paying attention, brother.
Paso.
Watching in.
What's up,
Yeah.
man?
Are you
Absolutely.
related to the chef of the Twin Towers? Who's the chef of the Twin Towers? Not sure what that is.
I don't know.
Are you making fun of Raj? Uh-oh. Get him, Raj.
Get him, Raj.
Get him, Raj.
But yeah, so those are your big time guys. Injury report, like you said, Cowboys have a lot of injuries they have to deal with, but those are your main ones.
Did you
but
see
man,
Blake Jarwin? I know he went in today for MRI to check on his torn ACL.
well, see, if you had been paying attention to what I was saying, I had said
Already went through that?
he tore his ACL. So anytime you want to pay
Was it
attention to the show
confirmed?
that we're doing right
Wow.
Was it
now, go
confirmed?
right ahead.
Was it confirmed?
Lauren, welcome to the show.
Wow.
Welcome to the show, Lauren. Lauren doesn't.
Sorry.
But I'll go over it again. I'll go over it again. Hold on, let me say
kind
it.
of looking at some other stuff.
Blake Jarwin, the tight end, Dallas Cowboys, out for the season. Torn ACL. I think Jeff even said something about him being a fantasy.
Yep. And you picked him up.
And
Yeah,
I
we went
picked
through
him
that.
up. We went through the whole thing. But if you want us to do it again, we'll do it again. No? Okay, we'll move on. Those are your injuries.
All right, so we're going to move on to talk about some actual games that happen right
Let's do it.
now.
Let's do it.
Right now, Giants, Steelers, but
10-9. Giants are up. 2-minute warning.
The Steelers missed an extra point.
Yeah, Johnny's fired up.
so the biggest one that y'all are most excited to talk about is
Oh, I got
Packers,
you, William. I see what you're saying.
Packers versus Vikings, 43-34, because Aaron Rodgers went off. And no one really talked about him this offseason for him to deliver like he did
No,
yesterday.
there was plenty of talk, but it was who they drafted.
Correct.
Right. And they didn't draft one receiver.
Well, and
I
that's
don't know
the
if
thing.
you noticed that.
It's not necessarily that like fans are not talking about Aaron Rodgers or have high expectations of him. The Packers didn't either. I mean, the Packers didn't. They thought so well of him. They drafted a quarterback in the first round.
They drafted Utah State.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love, yeah.
And
Correct.
so there was all this dilemma. Is Aaron Rodgers getting along with his offensive coordinator? Is he getting along with his head coach? Is there dilemma? Bro, if you watch that game, there's no dilemma in who the quarterback is of that team.
I mean, yeah.
Devontae Adams, oh
That's-
my goodness.
That's who we relied on, yeah. So
Beast.
he 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. Relied on
Wow.
Devontae Adams. And
0 picks, 127 quarterback rating. I mean, Aaron Rodgers went off.
Jeez.
And last year was one of his worst statistical years last year. So there was a reason why people had some drawback on what kind of season he was going to have. He wasn't good last year. I mean, just point blank, he wasn't good last year. This year, Aaron Rodgers, at least game 1.
Dude,
First
talk
week.
about somebody going out there with maybe something to prove. And
exactly. He said he didn't
just-
want to finish in Green Bay. Exactly.
Well,
So-
anytime you have a doubt of your ability, these guys have pride. These guys that are top-level guys like this, they have pride in their play. And Jordan Love was basically, to Aaron Rodgers, probably like, okay, you guys don't have any faith in me. Let me show you what I can do.
Yep.
Right.
And killed it. I mean, you talk about 32 of 44, 44 pass attempts.
Yeah, 32 of 44. So 32 completions. Like, I mean, most of the quarterbacks that we're talking about didn't even have that many attempts. And he completed 32.
Correct.
Wow.
He was balling. He's balling.
Yeah, I mean, they're up there. We'll get into some later on about, don't
Hey.
overthink week 1. But
And that's correct.
Right,
But that's a
yeah.
big win in
No, huge.
Minnesota,
Yeah, in
division
Minnesota
rival.
division.
Fans or no fans, whatever.
agreed.
But I'm sure he enjoyed having no fans in that stadium.
Agreed. What's up next?
And then we go to Pats versus Dolphins, 21-11. Did we expect the Patriots to win this game?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, because they're playing the Dolphins. Now, unless Magic Fitzpatrick had like 4 or 5 touchdown passes, whatever, which he was absolutely terrible.
So we talked about what happened postseason with Cam Newton and everything like that. But what about actually on the field, game of play? I think he did great. He rushed so much.
See,
I don't have
I'm
his
on the
exact
opposite.
Stats.
I'm against that at all. I don't think Cam played well at all. I don't think the offensive line played well at all. Cam running around like that is – how many rushes did he have?
15.
15 rush attempts, which adds up to about 170, 180 rush attempts per season. He's not going to last. Like, he's just not. I'm sorry.
But that shows something. It shows that he knows that he's healthy and he can do it.
And how many of those completions went to Edelman? I mean, every single time you looked up, it was Newton, Edelman, Newton, Edelman, Newton, Edelman, Newton, Edelman. Like, I mean, it was ridiculous.
Well, his yards per attempt were great. They were 8, so that's a lot of dinking and dunking.
Yeah, Edelman right up the middle.
The only thing I wonder about with that is Bill Belichick. He game plans every game terrifically. I mean, that guy's a game planner. So it may just be the fact that he ran the ball 15 times on Sunday because that was just the game plan going into it. And you got to think, you don't have an off season. You
Those
don't have
weren't
any
15
ability.
Those were not 15 designed runs. Now, I saw them do option plays.
Correct.
Which were interesting. I haven't seen the option in the NFL in a while, but they were doing option plays.
The Patriots had 0 zone read plays on the running game last year. 0. Of course, because they have Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, he can't run.
So I know it's like you literally just said it's week 1. You can't judge the rest of the season off of what happened this weekend.
What was
But
the final score of that?
it was
21-11.
21-11.
21-11 versus the Dolphins, who were they looked miserable. If that was the Packers playing the Dolphins, what would the score be?
But look, that's still a top-rated defense. That's the top-rated defense in the league last year. I mean, I think I heard during the game, their third down completion percentage last year against that New England defense was the best in the league, which was like 25%.
Well, after seeing Cam yesterday was what I was going to ask about. He signed the 1-year contract with the Pats, kind of just to see what was going to happen
Yeah.
with it. After yesterday, seeing that, would you?
And his outfit rolling in.
But that's Cam, though. That's what he
That's Cam.
does.
That's
That's what he
Cam.
does.
And then the antics that we talked about to start the show off in the 2-minute drill is like, him getting in an argument and a fight afterwards because he wore this huge gold chain. It's like, bro, you were
But
in
they
a
came
different
after
atmosphere.
him, though. They came after him.
Thank you, Johnny.
And that
He
makes
thinks
me
he
so
is.
upset.
He thinks he's some princess. Don't touch me. You can't mess with me. I'm going to wear whatever I want to wear. And that is something that Bill Belichick is going to have to deal with. And for me, it's annoying. It's like, bro, you're in a new system. You're in a new coach. You're doing things that are trying to bring back your career. You just signed a 1-year deal, like you said. That's not that much money.
No, it's
all
not.
all incentive based.
Yeah.
And then you go out and start a
$17.50,
fight after
yeah.
the game because you're wearing a big ass gold chain.
But he didn't start the fight. He wasn't the initiator.
I agree with you that Cam's bits get to me too. I'm with you. Like the bits as far as dressing up like he does, wearing the Mary Poppins outfits, all the different
He
things
looks
that
like
he does.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, all the different. I mean,
Russell
I'm
calmed it
with
down
you.
though when he came to Houston. I think.
I'm with you.
But, yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff, I get it. I'm with it. But what is it? What is the most important thing in football, in any sport, but especially winning the football game? That's all Belichick
All
wants
right,
to do.
good.
He
Yeah.
wants to
They
win.
beat- they beat
They
Miami.
won. They won.
And listen, we're gonna get into the Tampa Bay game in a little bit, but who's 1-0?
Literally, that's next.
All right, who's
Let's
1-0
go into
and
it.
who's 0-1?
All right, Bucks
Yes.
versus Saints. So we 34-23 Saints. And
Tom
I
Brady
voted,
looked.
I said Saints. That was my pick
Dude.
when we had our Friday night game.
Tom Brady looked average.
Yeah, you know.
At best.
Average.
I've never seen him overthrow that many people. I mean, literally sail the ball. I mean, like 4 or 5 times. Dude, he threw a pick 6
Think about this.
before he threw a touchdown.
I know.
This is the third game in a row, including last year. He's thrown a pick 6. He threw a pick 6 in the last game of the season.
Last game of the season, his last
That's
throw.
right. They thought it was going to be his
in the
last
in the
play.
wild card game, and then in this game.
Speaking of plays, Sean Payton literally said, as bad as a game I've had as a play caller. He said that yesterday,
Well, I mean,
too. Like,
I think he's making up. Look, Alvin Kamara had an incredible game. 3 touchdowns. Well, should have had that 3rd touchdown. I don't know if that was. It was right on the line, like whatever it was. But Alvin Kamara looked good. He got his contract. Listen, Tom Brady going into New Orleans. He's lucky the fans weren't there, right?
Oh God.
That would have been a disaster.
yeah.
But you're going into New Orleans with, like I said on Friday, same system, same players, same everything. And the Saints look like they're going back to the championship game. I mean,
so that's what I'm wondering about. Like, we always say, like, did Brady make Belichick? Did Belichick make Brady? Yesterday we kind of saw a test to that. But I wonder who really got those play calls and how much Bruce Arians let him.
Well, Bruce Arians, after the game at the press conference, they were asking him about it. He basically called out Brady. I mean, he said he didn't pull any punches, and he basically said he didn't play well. He didn't make good reads. He didn't make good decisions. He didn't play well. Who knows how much of that is your guys not knowing you? Like his first interception he threw, you had Mike Evans in the slot. You had him running probably a 12-yard out. Who knows if he was supposed to stop or keep going? Brady thought he was going to keep going. So he threw it up.
right over his head.
So who knows if
Yeah.
that's a receiver route, not running his route
Yeah.
correctly, or if that's Brady not making the right pass. That's come from not knowing one another.
And remember, I
Yeah,
told y'all,
right.
if they start off 0-3, you're going to have major problems in Tampa. Because there's too many. Look, where was Gronkowski when all these people were like, he's going to be
Gronk
amazing?
had no.
Where was he?
No.
He didn't play.
Exactly.
I mean,
Crickets.
I saw him out there.
Exactly.
I saw him out there, but you hear nothing. He loves, obviously, Brady loves Howard, and why wouldn't you not? I mean,
Yeah.
that dude's an athletic tight end, but Brady, his quarterback rating was 78.4, and his completion percentage 63.89. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 239 yards. That was
And
pedestrian.
Listen,
That
he
was
only
basic.
went down the field. The 2 times that they had their long, sustaining drives, both of them were 30 or 40-yard pass interference calls.
correct.
You take those back, man, they might not even get down there. And this game might be way, way different.
Well, in that pick 6 he threw, not only was
Dude, he
the
was
timing
staring at
off,
him.
not only was the timing off, I just don't think Brady has the arm to throw that. He
That's-
was on the opposite hash mark.
That's what I'm trying to say. This kid is 43
Yes.
years old, and he's
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
he can't. Like, remember when I said on Friday he's declined every single year.
He has.
Like, and
Yeah.
we just said he threw interceptions and all this stuff his last game. Like, listen, this Tom Brady is not Tom Brady
No,
from
he's
5-6
not.
years ago,
No.
man.
He
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
even last year. He wasn't even when they won the Super Bowl.
Belichick's system made Tom Brady successful in his later years.
100% agree.
In his later
And he
years.
delivered.
I agree with the whole. I agree through the whole route. through the whole time of his career. I think it was a perfect match for the two of them, but I think Belichick will be more successful without Brady than Brady will be without Belichick.
Oh, I agree. And I mean, the only thing that I don't like I said, is Cam Newton over there with his antics. It's like, man, if he just calmed down, because Cam Newton's a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and he can get a
Well,
lot.
so
of
is
his-
Tom Brady.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like Cam just his antics make him. I think he said after he's like, it almost brought the hood out in me. I'm like, dude, stop! Like, bro, you play for the Patriots now. The thing. And
I think Belichick get that in check.
Get that.
though.
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. Janoris Jenkins, he was one who definitely stood out. He had that
Well, he's-
36-yard interception.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
he
return.
got the pick 6. Yeah,
9 tackles.
yeah,
Jenkins
Oh.
is
Did
looks
Connor-
like
Oh, what's going on?
Johnny.
In the
Why don't you
game?
go crazy right now? Because
Who is that
Oh,
that scored?
Steelers
Yeah.
touchdown. Oh,
Steelers touchdown.
so
So we got
sorry.
15-10 Steelers right now.
James Washington.
Roethlisberger. Wait.
13-yard
Let's-
reception.
Did he get in?
Yeah, he got
And-
it.
Oh, what a
Yep.
reception!
Nothing was down.
Good job.
Yep.
That's another
Woo.
thing about like getting into this game that's on there. Roethlisberger, with all his off-field antics that went on over the offseason, him admitting to be like a sex addict and an alcoholic and all this stuff.
I'm just glad he admitted what we already knew.
Yeah, right? I mean, like, he's been accused of rape, right?
Yeah.
Or molesting at least, like,
Yeah.
somebody in a bathroom or something in a
Yeah.
bar. It's, and Big Ben is one of those guys, like, for me, borderline Hall of Fame, and just because of his off-field antics.
I think he's hot. I'm not a Steelers lover. I'm a Steelers hater just because of all the things they did to the Cowboys in the 70s. But I think Big Ben's a Hall of Famer. Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
All right, and we go to.
before we get there, let's thank some people.
Yeah, let's
yes.
thank some people.
We got to make sure we do, because this would not be possible.
Thanks,
without
Christian's
all of
Tailgate
our
here
friends.
on Kirby 5114. Christian's Tailgate. This is where we are. Johnny already got his shots. I'm feeling loose now.
You feeling good? You feeling
Yeah.
loose? You
Yeah, I said that about Brady, and he was stuttering. He was so excited about how much Brady, 43 years old.
So we got to thank our newest sponsor. We're so excited that you have joined us, Hybrid Technologies Group. With Roy Stanton is there. When it comes to reliability, they are the ones that you need. Phones, cabling services, surveillance cameras, and cloud services. They will take care of you whenever you call them at 832-336-1201. That is 832-336-1201. And you mentioned Sports with Balls, they will hook you up. And that is Roy Stanton at Hybrid Technologies
That's a
Group.
great company, and Roy's a good dude.
And if you need
Thank you, Roy.
something that you need surveillance for,
Here we go.
you can call Construction Concepts.
All right.
Construction Concepts is changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682. That's buildithouston.com.
Again. Trying to steal your mojo.
Oh, no,
dude.
sorry.
trying to
I was
get-
just trying to join you.
You're
It
trying
was
to
fun.
you're trying to steal my thunder, man. I don't appreciate
You know,
it.
we
Sorry,
were
I'll stick to my 2-minute drills.
we were at
That's right.
Christian's,
Okay.
we were at Christian's Tailgate on White Oak and Studemont
In the
on
Heights.
Friday in
Yeah.
the Heights,
Yeah.
and the building right next to there that was under construction. A little
Yeah.
that's Construction Concept.
That is awesome.
There you go.
Didn't
You
know
should have
that.
went and took a picture by it.
You're damn right.
And then put .com as a caption. All right.
Now
so
that is a great. Mark, did you hear that? It's a good point. We'll do that next time.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. So the next game we're going to break down is the Cardinals versus the 49ers, which I was excited to see. Kyler Murray just went off. He had a career high rushing 100 yards of rushing yards, and then Hopkins had his career high of 14 catches for 151 yards. It was fun to see this duo together. It was fun to see. I think that Kyler's just going to get better and better and better. As much as I don't like his OU past,
No.
I like what he's doing now.
like rooting for him.
And I thought it was fun.
Okay, Hopkins did most of his damage second half. All right, but this was the most entertaining and the biggest upset of Sunday.
You got guys from the Super Bowl.
Kyler Murray. Look, I told you Jimmy G would be all right, and he is. He looks great, right? I don't know what was better, like Kyler Murray running around or San Francisco's defense breaking down. Like, I'm not sure because San Francisco looked solid the first quarter, even almost to the halftime. San Francisco looked great. They looked like, they're going back, like they're good. The running game looked incredible. How they got Jerick McKinnon mixed in, I don't know why they did that. Like, they should have stuck with Mozart, who took off for like a 70-yard rush, in the first quarter. Then they started doing Jerick McKinnon. I don't know. And then the Kyler Murray deal, this kid is as athletic as they come. But there's a difference between Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson, all right? Kyler Murray has to run. He's not that accurate of a quarterback. Lamar Jackson doesn't have to run anymore. He's a great quarterback if he doesn't.
Well, the problem go ahead.
What I was going to say to that is that Jackson is grown. Like we just said earlier, he's getting better at his passes. He's getting better at hitting his targets, like right on the money. And Kyler may grow into that too. It's only his second season.
Well, he's okay. So
game one
before Grant gets going, Kyler Murray needs to run around so he can see the lanes, right? Because he's 6 feet tall, if that, 6'1", maybe 6'2". You're pushing it at that point. Drew Brees has a knack for knowing exactly X's and O's. That's not necessarily Kyler Murray's point. Like, he needs to run around so he can see the lane and see people better. And that's why I see him scrambling so much. And Lamar Jackson's like 6'4". He can hammer that thing anywhere.
Right.
Garrett said Cliff Kingsbury may be legit in the NFL.
Yeah, he is.
Well, here's the thing about that. I don't think Cliff Kingsbury in college cared anything about the defense whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't think he cared about recruiting defense. I don't think he cared about he went through several defense coordinators. Now when you're in the NFL, you have a GM that gets your players for you. You have a defensive staff that's on top of that side of the ball. I guarantee you Cliff Kingsbury knows nothing of what's going on in the defensive meetings. Nothing. I bet all he cares about is what's going on the offense.
Oh, you think he's like D'Antoni?
Yes, I do. When it comes to football, I guarantee you he doesn't know anything in relation to defensive strategy. But I don't think Kyler Murray had a great game. I think he had an okay game. I mean, when you look at his numbers and you see his stats, you're going to say something?
Lauren Leal has Sutton going tonight, I think, and he's
expected to be inactive. Uh-oh.
I might beat Lauren, guys.
No.
We'll see.
My grades may go down.
But I don't think Kyler Murray had that great a game. I mean, his numbers, 78 was his quarterback rating, 230 yards, 65% completion percentage, 26 for 40. He threw a lot of passes. I mean, 40 passes is a lot of passes. One touchdown, one interception. But you're right. Kyler Murray needs to move
he has to
be able to see who he's throwing to.
He's got to run.
But that's a huge weapon in this NFL.
What did he have?
It's
15? Did he have 15 rushes? 13. It was either 14 or 15 rushes. And here's the most amazing thing why I don't worry about him running as much as I do Deshaun Watson or Cam Newton is because every time he ran, he didn't get touched, man. He knows how to slide. He knows how to get out of bounds. He knows where he is.
Man.
And that's his baseball mentality, and I hate to bring that up.
Well, the announcers
works out
did.
well, dude.
I watched that game, a lot of it, and boy, the announcers love talking about how good of a slider he is because he played baseball.
Didn't they say they brought in some professional slider?
Yeah, they talked about that a bunch. But I do think Arizona is going to be a dangerous team. I mean, if from what I saw last night from the Rams, and you got the Seahawks, the 49ers, and you got the Cardinals, NFC West is going to be tough.
That's a rough, and that's why I don't see Arizona yet. And look, Hopkins had an amazing
Just
game.
about to ask, are we seeing anything different from him?
Hopkins, I mean, first half he was quiet. Remember we talked about it, a pre-show. Like, Hopkins was quiet the first half. Second half, Hopkins, everything you threw to him, he caught, man. I mean, the guy, and then you get the people that come out and, Texans, look, this is what you're missing, this is what you're missing, this is what you're missing. But, I mean, look, if they come up with if Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins come up with a special connection, they'll be extremely dangerous. And it's going to rely on that, I think. Is Arizona's defense that good? I don't know.
Well, he had 14 receptions, 151 yards, 10.79 yards per catch. And that's what the Texans were missing. I mean, the Texans say what we will about, and everybody does about Bill O'Brien. That's the thing about that game, Texans-Chiefs. Texans weren't doing a lot of things downfield. They just weren't. And Hopkins provides that, and I think Hopkins and Murray are just going to go crazy.
You bring up they weren't doing a bunch of things downfield, and we talked about the Texans and how basically lackadaisical they kind of looked, and short passes, and they didn't really throw bombs. And how much of the NFL did you see on Sunday where you were like, oh, wow, these guys need preseason games?
That's funny you bring that up. Go ahead, Lauren.
Well, that's what I asked you guys on Friday night after the Chiefs-Texans game, is that, if you wouldn't have known what was going on prior this season, did it look like a normal first game? Like if COVID didn't happen, if there were regular preseason games, did it look like there was any difference?
I thought it looked great. I really did. And some of the games you could tell there was a little off. Number one, the Tampa Bay game with Tom Brady, nobody was in sync. At all. You can make all the excuses you want, but Aaron Rodgers is on point with his guys. All these other people are on point. You just saw Slayton for the Giants get a 75-yard bomb from Daniel Jones, and it was on point. Without the pass interference call with Dallas, they would have won that game. Dak was on point. So I thought that the play was good. I thought the actual NFL play, there was a few injuries. I thought there would have been more, especially the linemen, and there weren't. And I actually thought overall, if you look at it overall, I thought the play was great.
I didn't watch it saying this looks bad. I thought, like you said, Jeff, I think they just rolled right into. They're professionals. This is how they're supposed to play. They're professional football players. You're supposed to perform at this level when you're in the NFL. So I didn't think it looked like that.
Where is Austin from? He just said Rams win Super Bowl.
He lives in Katy, but he's from Houston.
Okay.
Rams win Super Bowl. That's a hot take right there.
Okay, yeah, it is.
Austin, slow down on the drinking, bro.
Yeah.
All right,
Rams win
guys,
Super
we're
Bowl.
running out of time. We got one more game, and that is, in fact, the Rams versus the Cowboys,
Yep.
2017.
Speaking
Cowboys
of-
falling by 3. We talked about earlier the interference
I won the
call
bet.
and all that.
I won the bet. I told you, and
I think
even
us two were Cowboys.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah.
Cowboys minus 2.5.
It's just, dude, they looked off. CeeDee Lamb looked great. I thought CeeDee looked good.
On some things, yes.
He was good. I feel like he's filling out the field. He needs to learn to go deeper.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's because Gallup was going deeper or Cooper. Where was Cooper?
Yeah, Cooper,
Yeah.
and that was my only concern about the Cowboys re-signing Cooper to the money they gave him. That was the thing I was the most frustrated about. Their highest paid guys this year. You got Dak, Cooper, DeMarcus Lawrence. They didn't
Zeke.
show up last night.
Zeke with his new tattoo, awesome, bro.
Yeah,
I think
that
Zeke
feed me.
showed up.
No, I think Zeke played well.
Zeke showed up.
I like the way that
Zeke
McCarthy
actually played great, but it was
Yeah.
just his tattoo stood above everything.
Feed me, yeah, I
Dude,
know.
he's got-
I hate that
feed
nose
me.
ring.
That feed me.
Ugh.
Well, and he's got that feed me tattoo that he put on his stomach, which
gosh.
okay, you got to get
I
over.
saw him do
Like
it
even
on
as
the
a
first-
Cowboy fan, trust me. Even as a Cowboy fan, when he does
So
that, I was
bad,
like, his
dude.
first season, I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. But now it's just like, all right,
And this
dude,
is what I'm talking
that's
about.
enough.
Really? That
Yeah.
doesn't bother me. It's like
Oh,
a
I'm
little
tired of
exciting
it.
thing. What would your little
I don't know. I think
gimmicky
that's
deal
like
be?
Michael Irvin. I loved it when Michael Irvin would get a first down, and he'd point really aggressive. Like that was awesome. But the feed me, come on, man.
What would you
Let's get
do?
over that. Nothing. I would just go back to the huddle and do it
Harden
again. That's what I would
used to
do.
that, Remember? But he
No,
stopped.
but this is the thing. Yeah, exactly my point. And this is what I told you about Dallas. There's so many personalities there. Somebody has to stand out, want to be on top. Dak needed to have a good game, but Zeke has a good game. He shows me the feed me tattoo, and all it is Dak looking like shit and Zeke looking great.
I don't think Dak played well. No, not at all.
He did-
That's
he-
that's why
he
whenever
looked
you
terrible.
said that a while ago about Dak, I was not super impressed with Dak. When I was looking,
It was his demeanor, honestly. Like his demeanor, he almost looked a little. Thank you. He just looked lost out there.
6.82 yards per attempt.
Ridiculous, dude.
That's really low.
That's terrible, man.
That's awful. I mean, that's a lot of slow passes, dink and dunk. Like, that's not what you want.
That's all the backfield. Like that's Pollard. That's little like shovel passes to Pollard. That's little dink and dunks to Elliott. I mean, he didn't. Aside from that shot downfield. Now, if you were to take that pass interference call away, Dallas ends up winning the game. We probably have a whole different conversation right now. But since they lost, you have all this. I mean, who does it fall back on? Right? They've already got things in Dallas saying fire Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Well, I can understand.
I think it's ridiculous.
I'm not a Cowboys fan, so
I can understand why.
I'm not either, but
well,
I
it's
don't
because of his
think-
fourth down. It's because of his fourth down call. I was happy with it. I thought because as a Cowboys fan, somebody that has been with Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett, who are boring as shit when it comes to coaching a football team, I was excited to see them go for it on fourth down.
But where
I
was his
excited
emotion?
To see
where
that.
was McCarthy's emotion?
McCarthy's
and where
never
was
been that
where
way.
was Dak's emotion?
McCarthy's never been that
Dak
way.
should have been pissed. Should have done something. At least Tom Brady, in a losing effort, slammed the ball down when he scored a touchdown. Like woo! Like Dak had no emotion, no nothing, and then like it was over when they lost. It's
Wait.
like,
What are we talking about here? We're talking about losing a game, or do you want to see fight happening like Cam Newton?
No, I want to see emotion. You want to win. Like,
Oh,
the
yeah, you wanna
drive to
win,
win.
Well, there's one thing about emotion. There's another thing about fake emotion. Like I don't want fake emotion.
No.
Like I don't want Dak to be. I don't want Dak to be
Dude,
somebody
Ezekiel
that he's
Elliott
not.
ran a touchdown. Show my feed me tattoo. That's
But that's
emotion.
Zeke,
Like,
though.
Yeah, but that's and Dak.
Everyone has their own
This is why.
personalities.
Well, this is why I told you there's a battle in Dallas for who's the top dog. You know what I'm saying? Like Dak wants all this money, but if he gets paid all this money, is he going to be able to lead a team? He's not leading. He's like, I need him on the sideline, pumping people up. You know, come on, man, let's do this. You got this. But there's none of that, dude. It's just
Austin
like
just said Dak is
stale.
overrated.
Stale.
I would. Well, it depends on who you're rating him against. I've, as we've known since we've done this show, since we started doing this, you and me, I've never sang Dak praises to the fact that like he's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
But he wants to get paid like that.
But that's what I'm saying. I texted Raj. I texted other people. I said, if he wants to, when they had the football with about 2.5 minutes left to go, and they were going to be able to drive down and win the football game, I told him, I've said, if you want to make $40 million a season, this is where you do it, right here. Now, granted, a pass interference that was iffy may have changed that.
Yep.
But my thing with Dak is Dak does not use his abilities that he has. Dak should run the football more, in my
Definitely,
opinion.
for sure.
He
I
should
think so, too.
definitely run the
Yeah.
football
He
more.
would have got 2 or 3 more first downs last night.
Absolutely,
Which would have changed
he
the
should
game.
run the football more. He should. He's just not. What I said to Raj when we were texting back and forth was, I didn't see anything different in that game last night that I saw last year. Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
It looked like the exact same team.
just a boring, like, you have all these weapons, all this hype around the Dallas Cowboys. He didn't spread the ball around. What was it? 6 point what? Attempt?
6 point. I think it was 6.82 is what it was.
6.8 yards per attempt from Dak. Man,
Yes.
chunk the ball or run the ball. Do something exciting. Zeke was the only standout last night in Dallas.
If it wasn't for Zeke, that game would have not been
Oh, it would
close.
have been
For
ridiculous.
serious.
Real
For
quick,
serious.
before we're running, we got 10 minutes. What's the line on tonight's game? So we can tell these people we're watching the Giants. It's halftime, and they're kicking off the third quarter. What's the line on the Denver game tonight?
The Denver, who is it? Denver, Tennessee.
So we got
tonight?
Tennessee versus Denver at 9:20.
So Denver, Tennessee, you are.
They just rolled
let's
up in the
see. You got Titans -3. Titans -3. Over and under is 41.
I'm gonna go Denver. Denver +3.
I'd go Denver +3 too.
I'm gonna take Denver, and I'm gonna take the over. I mean, the over's been hitting on all these games.
Yeah, I think the first games we talked about, first 9 games, 2 of them didn't get the over. All the other ones did. You got the first week of the season, so defense is struggling a little bit.
You got
this first
Jadeveon
week.
Clowney playing for Tennessee tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. Lauren,
Yep,
what's
yep,
your take?
yep.
Denver or Tennessee? What you got, Lauren?
I'm gonna go Tennessee, guys.
Tennessee.
Well, because she likes Derrick Henry.
I
That's
love my Henry, but
Derrick Henry.
but and freaking Cortland Sutton's out, and he's on my freaking.
Gonna beat her. I'm gonna win.
He's on my team.
Steelers up 16-10. They have the ball.
But
Hey,
we can
let's get
travel
to
back in time for a second.
let's get to Tosin.
Let's travel back in time.
travel back. Where are we going back
History.
in time?
You
Oh,
tell
in history.
me.
Yes, you're
France
right.
history.
Grant,
Well,
come on
first-
now.
Well, first, we want to
Come
thank,
on.
like you said, we want to thank Tosin. We want to thank Tosin, and we want to thank all that he does as far as sponsoring this segment. Tosin is with Texas AV Productions. Texas AV Productions is your event partner to all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. Mention Sports with Balls, and you receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Call them at 281-241-7520 and check them out online at txavpro.com. Their 20 years of experience will make any event unforgettable. And Tosin sent me a video of an event they put on this past weekend. They do some serious shit, man.
You
They're
know,
partying, huh?
I mean, I gave it to Johnny so Johnny can pull it up and show it. They do some top level like lights, audio. Like I think Johnny's going to pull it up here in just a second. But I mean, they do some serious
we've
stuff.
got Well, we're on episode 35.
Woohoo!
35,
That's
yes.
crazy.
Thank
Like,
you so much, guys, for
Yeah.
staying with us and then hopping on board.
Maybe.
Look at
Oh,
the
look at that.
Oh,
Tosin.
dang.
lights. Like,
Where was this?
this was a, I think he said a Zydeco.
A divorce
Zydeco?
party. It's a divorce.
A Zydeco festival.
That's a divorce party.
That's all. That's all
Zydeco
Tosin's
music
deal.
is so fun.
Well, that's what this was, and they did all that. So good job, Tosin.
So yeah, we got an event coming up for our 50th show. Maybe we'll have to give Tosin.
Let's do it.
I'll mention Sports with Balls, get a little discount.
Yeah.
All right, so today's
And if you
September 14th. Can I do my thing now,
I
Lauren?
don't know.
Okay. September 14th. September 14th, 2020. So we got a few things here. September 14th, I'm going to go way back. Way back.
All right.
September 14th, 1868. Did you know that golf's first recorded hole-in-one was by Tom Morris at Prestwick's 8th hole in Scotland? 1868, the first recorded hole-in-one.
If you'd have asked me what sport you were going to, I would have said baseball, but I don't even think they kept stats of baseball back
Yeah,
then.
1868, first recorded hole-in-one. September 14th,
Scotland's the land of it.
1991. Did you know that San Diego State freshman running back Marshall Faulk
Oh, yeah.
rushed for an NCAA record 386 yards
Damn.
and 7 touchdowns in a win over Pacific? They won 55-34.
Does Pacific still have a football team?
I had no idea. I bet they didn't after that game.
After that game?
They're like, you know what? Let's forget about it. We gave up 386 yards to one dude. September 14th, 1994. Did you know that today in 1994, MLB owners voted to cancel the remainder of the season,
Yeah.
as well as the World Series, for only the second time in history that's happened?
And Bagwell had already hit something like 30-something home runs. I mean, he
Yeah.
was like hitting 358, 360, and he had hit like 35, 37 home runs. I mean, he was on pace for MVP for sure.
Well, too bad because it didn't work out for him.
Yeah. How the Rangers doing?
I don't know. Well, that was the year Rangers were pretty good back in the mid-90s.
All right. What else we got?
September 14th,
Take the right angle to the
2003.
ball, bro.
Shut up. September 14th, 2003. Did you know that Baltimore Ravens running back Jamal Lewis, remember Jamal Lewis?
I
That dude
do.
could play.
Yep.
Set NFL's single-game rushing record with 295 yards, 2 touchdowns on 30 carries, and a 33-13 win over Cleveland Browns.
You know, I wish my running back could have done that this week, but I might lose to Lauren.
Yeah.
295 yards. And then I got one birthday today. September 14th, 1940. Larry Brown, NBA
Larry
coach.
Brown, 76ers.
Oh,
Born
Larry
in
Brown, yeah.
Brooklyn, New York. And Larry Brown has been just about everywhere to coach basketball.
Yeah, you don't want to go through all
And
that.
speaking of basketball, tomorrow night is a big night. Eastern Conference Finals start, and it's the Western semifinals tomorrow. Nuggets versus Clippers. So
I can't believe the Nuggets brought that this game
Dude,
7.
look
dude.
at this. We are separated by 2.5 points. I need a couple of sacks by Pittsburgh, and I'm going to
it
beat
was
Lauren.
10 points.
Well, guess
Darn.
what? Guess what? Come on, Pitt. I need an interception for a touchdown, and I'm going to beat Lauren.
Ugh,
We're going to have fun.
no.
Real quick, recap. D'Antoni, gone.
D'Antoni gone.
We all think great decision.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was time to move. It's been 4 years. They've gotten to their peak. I think it's time to move on.
Houston's wanted him gone for a long
To
time.
listen, I'm a repetitive offender for this. The Rockets will not win a championship with James Harden. Sorry. So,
Well, and that's the other thing. You got to think about the coach. And
Ship them both, bro.
That's the thing. You got to think about the coach you're going to bring here. Are they going to be able to win with James Harden? That's the question.
No.
And the thing about James Harden too, that dude has an untradeable contract.
Somebody posted the other day,
oh, no,
like,
he's definitely Houston's guy. For
if you
a
had
while.
Anthony Davis with James Harden, and I'm like, and everybody's like, I'm like, no, they
Anthony
would
Davis
still
is not
lose.
coming.
That's what they
Anthony
said with
Davis
CP3.
is not
But they
coming.
were just saying,
That's
like,
what they
would
said with
he win?
Westbrook.
No,
They said it
listen.
with both of these guys.
Man, they won game 1. Do you remember everybody was hanging up banners already because they beat LA that first game? They were
I
like,
know.
oh,
I know.
world
Well,
champions.
and they
Come
they
on, dude.
stomped all over them
Dude,
too.
it was
It wasn't just a
ridiculous.
win.
Well, LA just
So-
came out and they were like, yeah.
Look,
y'all
James
can have it.
Harden, just so you know his contract, the remaining years that he's got, this year was $38 million, next year 41,
Yeah.
the next year 44, and the last year $47 million for James Harden.
Dang.
There's no way you're getting. There's no way.
Pretty much.
There's no way
You
you're
can hit
getting
that
rid of
button
that
again,
contract.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I want some of that.
There's
You
no
should
way
do
you're
that
getting rid
whole,
of that
like, you know, that
contract.
whole scene where it's like, show me, say it again, dude. Like,
But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us
Yeah.
tonight. It's been such a fun time.
It's so great talking about football.
It is. It really is.
And we didn't even get into college football.
I know. We just touched on UT a tad bit, but
Yeah.
we'll be getting into it
We
more
want
the
to thank
season goes.
Joe Applewhite. Joe Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270.
Of
Also
course.
want to thank Construction Concepts, Build It Houston,
.com.
and Tosin with the best divorce parties ever.
Texas AV Productions.
Hybrid
I'm sure he could. If you
Technologies.
paid him enough, he would do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Roy Stanton with Hybrid Technologies Group. We thank you all so much. And of course, here, Christian Stilgate.
Again, man, this has
5114.
been
We're
fantastic.
here.
Come
Johnny,
join us sometime.
it's shot time. We'll see you guys. I don't know-
1610 Pittsburgh, Johnny, by the way,
see you
just in
guys
case you
next
didn't know.
time.
I just thought I'd tell you.
Keep.
Oh, I need a. Oh, is that I thought
Incomplete.
about that. So,
All right,
do you
guys.
know?
We will
thank
see
you guys
next
for
time.
watching.
We'll
This
let
is
you know.
Sports with Balls. We're out.
Peace.
In my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho.